This video is sponsored by Mark 7, shaping the future of all things car wash. Visit mark7.net for more information.
Hello and welcome back to Unscripted, carwash.com's video interview series that connects you with market leaders. Joining me today, we're excited to welcome Dave Hoffmann, recently appointed CEO of Mammoth Holdings. Dave, it's great to see you and thanks for spending some time with me today.
Yeah, always great to be here, Rich, and thank you for having me.
For sure. So Mammoth has made the headlines on carwash.com a few times in recent months. So I wanted to catch up with you to get some follow-up on some of those announcements and also get some other updates on from Mammoth Holdings. So, you know, one of those announcements or press releases that we posted on carwash.com was some recent executive appointment announcements. So I'm interested, Dave, how will Corey Jocelyn as Chief Operating Officer and Mark Heidel as Chief People Officer impact Mammoth Holdings, its partners and customers, not only in the short term here, but also in the long term?
Yeah, Rich, these are, again, great examples of Mammoth moving forward and growing. We are working really hard to build a great organization, and these promotions really represent that growth. As I said to my team in Las Vegas during the convention, smart acquisitions and profitable new openings, of course, are going to be key to our success. But really the swagger, or what I like to call the mojo, really comes from running great operations and delivering the best customer experience in the industry. And that's our primary focus, which is why I wanted to make these two promotions my first as CEO, because we are a people-first company, and being the best starts with great people. Both Corey and Mark have a history of finding and developing great talent, but also growing careers. It was important to me, Rich, that both of these promotions came from within the organization. And in fact, Corey came to us through a recent acquisition, and we believe this is going to be a key avenue for us going forward to continue to find, develop, and really grow people's careers in this industry.
All right, sounds great. And Mammoth has been working on growing that mojo, as you said. It's currently comprised of several different brands in the market. Dave, as opposed to some of the other leading single branded operators that we see in the car wash market. We just released our top 50 list for this year, and you could see some of those single branded operators on that list. So what advantage does this strategy have of having several brands over a single brand? And are there any specific challenges that you could note?
Right. We're trying to do something different here in terms of bringing the very best owner operators under the tent at Mammoth and leveraging all those years of experience and history to develop world-class best practices and operating procedures that we can share across our platform and across our system. Look, I think this is a real moment of empowerment as our owner operators are partnering with me to define what this company will be. We recently established what I've called the Business Advisory Council, which is comprised of our owner operators. And this council of owner operators will work directly with me on building a great company together. I think this is not only for me personally, but what a great asset for Mammoth, where we can tap into over 300 years of industry experience with this group and growing with every acquisition. Each of these owner operators having built really great brands in their communities. And now I'm asking them to help me build a great company together. So that's the first part. I'd say the other thing, Rich, to the second part of your question, look, we don't see any downside today because we're focused on combining forces with what I think is the very best minds in the industry. And we believe there are enough synergies at the moment to unify and standardize things like operating procedures, building packages and equipment, back of the house technology, recruiting. I mean, there's so much more that we think we can do to create additional value across the Mammoth platform that we're super excited about what we're building out here.
All right, great answer. Yeah, that operator excellence, especially in the local market, is so important. So I see a lot of operators continue on with Mammoth after acquisition, which is great. So Another thing we've seen Mammoth Holdings announce numerous acquisitions and new partnerships with existing car washes. When we look at other car washes on the top 50 list in the conveyor segment that are growing, they mix in new builds as well as part of the growth strategy. So when, if ever, do you see or envision Mammoth shifting more towards new builds as part of its growth strategy?
Yeah, Rich, we are definitely focused on new builds, but I would say the Mammoth growth strategy is really bigger than that. My history has always been about build and grow, and ultimately our success is going to be about how well we do three things: integrate smart acquisitions into our platform while opening new profitable greenfield sites, as you said, and as I mentioned earlier, delivering the very best customer experience in the industry. These three are what we are calling the trifecta for success and what we're laser focused on. And, as you know very well, for new builds, the pipeline takes some time to get in a rhythm or cadence, but you can expect from us 100 sites open and operating over the next 2 years. And I think that's, great news for the industry and great news for us, maybe a little bit of news break here. But that's what we're focused on. I think this is another, in my opinion, another great example of leveraging our owner-operator-led DNA. Our owners are accessing that Mammoth capital and continuing to build out their markets in partnership with our development team. In fact, Silver Star, which was announced on your website as well, our acquisition of Silver Star, not only great operators and running great operations, but they have an incredible development team. And we're going to continue to leverage their expertise in that area to grow out that area in that region going forward. So I absolutely love this aspect of Mammoth. That's my definition of great teamwork, and another area where the unique nature of Mammoth can be disruptive while also moving quickly in the marketplace.
All right, that's great to hear. I wanted to go into a little bit more about your experience and background here, Dave. So you have experience at companies that have scaled well-known brands in the past. So what lessons did you learn in the food service industry that maybe can and maybe are not applicable to car washing?
Sure. For me, again, Rich, all of this starts with working closely with the owner operators, because it parallels so closely working with the restaurant franchisees. I've spent 30 years working shoulder to shoulder with owner operators and galvanizing around a vision and driving performance against that. And, Rich, that's why this situation was so compelling to me, because my experience fit with this unique aspect of Mammoth and what we were trying to create with this owner-operator-led DNA. From that experience, though, in my past, I think there are many lessons that can be applied on building a great organization. But the one I would call out for disruption is digital. I think similar to the restaurant space, a frictionless and touchless system where you can do personalized and one-to-one marketing as well and create greater loyalty through mobile can really accelerate adoption, and particularly for that next generation of consumers. What I've learned in the past is that millennials and Gen Z are demanding that you give them access to your brand on their terms, and mobile needs to be a big part of that equation going forward. So that would be one. I think the other piece I'd call out in this area, Rich, and I know I've seen it on your site as well, and you've highlighted this with previous interviews, is being a good steward of the planet and a good corporate citizen is going to be critical going forward. I think the industry is doing some really good things around water efficiency and reclamation, and this effort needs to continue to be, in my opinion, a journey, not a destination for all of us.
All right, thanks for that insight. I know, speaking personally, my wife definitely gets good use out of that mobile application for that well-known coffee brand that you have experience at. So,
but that's a great example, though, Rich. I mean, exactly what you're saying
sure.
there, and I think that can be brought into our industry as well.
Okay. Now, we see the car wash industry for many reasons attracting higher end executive level talent, such as yourself, into this industry. What advice or insight can you offer to your counterparts who are maybe considering a career or a career switch to car washing?
Yeah, great question. Like the restaurant sector, the car wash industry all looks easy from the outside until you have to operate the business. I mean, actually run these car washes. And look, we have this little kind of joke saying internally, there's always going to be a money bags Fred who can come into this industry and buy and build car washes. Usually, as you know, most of the time they're overpaying. But at some point, you have to actually be able to run these tunnels. And that's where the magic comes in at Mammoth. Running great operations is who we are and what we're laser focused on. Anyone can enter this industry, but we are working hard here at Mammoth to create a world-class system with our owner operators built around that trifecta of success, which I mentioned earlier. The other thing I would just say, lastly, Rich, would be the other piece of advice I'd offer is how important I think it is to create a culture of trust. And you know this, I've talked a lot about our great owner operators, but really our board, which includes Red Dog and the Pritzker office, are really smart, trusted partners that are incredibly supportive of Mammoth's operator-led model. And look, it's I know each of our operators would say this, and I'm saying the same thing. It's been a perfect marriage for our operators and frankly for me as well.
All right, sounds great. Well, welcome to the industry, Dave. Congratulations on all the success, and we're excited to keep track of Mammoth and its growth here moving forward. Thanks again.
Yeah, thanks so much, Rich.
This video is sponsored by Mark 7, shaping the future of all things car wash. Visit mark7.net for more information.